Hi! In this video I'm going to show you how to put together this beautiful flower that I have at the Silhouette online store and at loriwhitlock.com in SVG format. These are cutting files that you can use to cut out these flower pieces on your cutting machine. So I have used some of these Doc Martin paints. They're kind of like an India ink, and I have painted on the inside of this larger flower piece and let those dry really well before I started. And everything else is cut out here in front of me. So basically what you're going to do is paint those, let them dry, and then you're going to use this little mat and these ball tools that you'll find at the craft store. A lot of people have them already for embossing projects. If you don't have this type of a tool, I'm sure you could get creative and figure out something that you have around your house that might work. Like I've heard of people using the end of a paintbrush, something like that, that gives you that tip that you can work this paper with. So basically I've used this largest ball tip and just worked these large flowers until they create this nice bowl shape. So I've done all three of those and I've set them aside. So that's basically how I created those. Then I also took my stem and did the same thing to the leaves and kind of the stem here just to make it pliable and workable. And then I've used my smaller tip, it's over here, it's a small ball tip, and I've kind of drawn veins into this flower, or I'm sorry, into this leaf. And so I've prepared that. Oops. And then this is the base of the flower, and I have done the same thing with that. Used the larger ball tip and helped it create a bit of a bowl shape. Same thing, same technique was used for these smaller ones. I just used this medium-sized ball tip and worked those really well until they kind of form a nice bowl. And then I even took one of them and really squished it in when I was done to kind of create the center of the flower. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start gluing our flower layers together. So I'm going to take these three and kind of offset them, and I'm going to choose my favorite one for the top. I think I'll save that one for the top. And then I'm just going to glue them where they're offset those petals. Let's see. Well, of course my glue is going to be clogged up on me. Use this other kind. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little glue down in there, and then I'm going to put my next layer in, making sure that those offset just right. Keep everything nice and centered. And then I'm going to take my next one and do the same thing. Okay, and so that kind of gives you this base. You just need to hold that together really well. Okay, so now I'm going to take these smaller ones and do the same thing. Just put a dot of glue in the center of these. And you'll notice there's two that are a little bit tighter. So I'm going to use those for my last couple layers. I'm trying to offset these as well. Once I get them all in place, I will hold them really tight. Okay, I'm going to use my little ball tip just to hold those really tight. You can kind of squish those and start creating this nice center. I'm going to place the last one in place. I'm going to use my little smaller ball tip to push right down in the middle. Okay, so now you have this nice center, real tight bud that can go right in the middle of our flower. So I'm going to put a little glue on the bottom of that. Put that into place. Isn't that pretty? Okay, the last thing we need to do is attach the leaf. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue the green base in place. So depending on your project, you can kind of figure out exactly where you want this. Oh goodness, that's not dry yet. Put it back in there. And now we're going to just put this green base in place. And we're almost done. Okay, so then that kind of helps finish the flower off at the bottom. And then you're just going to want to let that dry really, really well. And this makes a lovely embellishment for a card, a home decor project, even a layout that you're not planning to put in a sheet protector. So anyways, I hope you enjoy making this beautiful flower,